See, we were inspired by the ideals of Paramahamsa Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi. These are our three ideal
influences. You did graduation, correct? Where you did?
I got graduation from V.Isvarmurti, Shantiniketan, West Bengal.
But the Rabindranath Tagore was not there.
Tagore was not there. Tagore passed away in 1941. I went there in 1955.
Why? Who influenced you to go there? All the way from Coimbatore?
It's a long story. To cut the story short, after the school, I joined Pachayappa's college in the D group. D group is meant for specialized study of Tamil classical language and literature. I was interested in writing poetry, prose, so I wanted to go and study under that great galaxy of scholars who were concentrated in Pachayappa's. Dr. Varadarajanar, Asa Jnana Sambandham, some such names. So I was there for 2 years. Then I found the D group is meant for those who can't join any other course. That was the status of the Tamil course. So I wanted to shift. It was not possible. I tried my best. And to cut the story short, I was declared unfit to study any other course except pursue the same course, Tamil degree course. At that time, various reasons, I had applied for V.Isvarmurti since I knew one Shantiniketan artist in my school days. And I surprisingly got an admission card. You are admitted to BA Honours. So I left Tamil Nadu forever.
You know only Tamil and English at that time?
Yes, only Tamil and English.
You are not scared?
I am not scared.
So you went to a new place where Bengali is the language. Bengali is the culture. And you are an alien.
I didn't consider myself an alien. I was part of...
Were you an outstanding student in terms of marks?
I was an outstanding student.
Topper?
Not topper, but yes, I was the topper in that D group, Tamil, that Pachayappa's college.
So if you are a very top person, why you could not get a seat what you wanted?
You see, here again we have to dwell at length. The system of education in Madras Presidency at that point of time was such that there were lots of prejudices against...
You can use the word non-Brahmins, you can use it.
No, there was no question of non-Brahmin, Brahmin. It is simply because they thought after studying Tamil they can't study history or philosophy.
They thought they are unfit.
Unfit. Actually, to tell you still more sharply, I went to my former headmaster P. Thuran, a writer and poet.
Pulavar Thuran?
Not Pulavar Thuran. Mappa Perisami Thuran, Tamil Kirtana composer, etc.
Thuran Padikatar.
Yeah, that Thuran. He was editor of Tamil Encyclopedia project. I went and told him, he gave me a letter to Professor Balakrishnan Nair, principal of Presidency College. I took that letter and showed it to Balakrishnan Nair. He sharply told me, if you had studied Tamil, you are unfit for any other course. That broke me down.
Very unfair.
Very unfair, and I was almost an orphan in the sea.
Who is he to decide? I mean, that's a different
question. Now looking back, there are other stories. So I was left alone. Everybody almost, I should not blame anybody. I should not say they deserted me. I was alone.
It's a fact.
So I thought that when this admission card came, I thought it's an escape. So I got into.
Your mother never prevented.
Mother never in her life said no to my initiative.
Was your mother educated?
Not at all. No, she might have educated in that old way.
Was she knowledgeable?
No, not knowledgeable. Not at all.
Exposed?
Not at all.
Worldly knowledge?
Not at all. But she had faith in her son. Because she never said no to my. She always said yes to.
So what was your age when you moved to Calcutta?
Sure, I think some 20, let us say.
It's a very tender age.
Yes. Maybe even less than 20. 18, 19.
What year it was?
1955.
What is it? 56.
55 when I went there. At that time, V.Isvarmurti was like a family, small establishment. Pandit Nehru was the Acharya, Chancellor. He greatly loved the place. Every year he used to visit.
Even Indira Gandhi went there, right?
Indira Gandhi was there for a few months, some 6 months or so.
How many years you spent there?
4 years.
So at that time you were not influenced with the communism, leftist wings?
No, not
West
at
Bengal?
all. No. I was influenced by Nehru's, Gandhi's thoughts.
Whereas Calcutta was very close to Burma. Burma was not part of the Second World War. They were part of the Japan. This is a different subject at all. So the leftists were pretty influenced there.
No, Jyoti Basu was the hero at that time. He stood for election from Bolpur constituency, in which V.Isvarmurti is located.
So which year you came back from Calcutta?
1959.
So you went again to Oxford?
No, in 1959 I went to Oxford. Why I went to Oxford, you ask?
Correct.
There was the family of Professor Amartya Sen at Shantiniketan. The Sen family is a long time devotees of Rabindranath Tagore. Professor Chidi Mohan Sen, grandfather of Amartya Sen, was a co-worker of Tagore. Beyond that, I don't want to say anything. At those times, even Tagore was struggling to pay salaries. I think Chidi Mohan Sen's anecdote, if I can quote, is 15 rupees. Even that could not be paid. But devoted Sanskrit scholar, authority on Hinduism. These things, I am using the word Hinduism just as for a matter of fact, nothing to do with my beliefs, etc. And his son was A.T. Sen, professor, another expert in some chemistry or something. The grandson is Amartya Sen. So I went to see one day Amartya Sen along with a friend, a Jewish gentleman called Zach Sassoon. He had also from Cambridge. They both had come back home for holidays. So this Sassoon took me to meet Sen, young man. And to cut the story short again, when we were returning from the home of Sen, Sassoon told me, if you want to be known in the world, or you want to be counted in the world, your life should start from Oxford. Otherwise, no meaning. And etc. So that struck me in my mind to go to Oxford. Whether I can go.
You could easily get the seat.
That's a question. often asked by almost all my interviewers. It's a tough job to get admission into Oxford. Even Professor Sen hesitated to give me a recommendation letter. He referred me to some other Bengali scholars. I found out it was no use to pursuing through that method. So once I started getting rejection letters, I once decided to write straight to a college. New college. New college is called new because it was founded in 14th century. Big building. The founder was a finance minister of the king. So it was such a big building. This is what here. Yes, photo. So I wrote a letter that modern, in Oxford they call different names for the heads of colleges. The warden, he was a former ambassador of Britain to Soviet Russia. I think at that time Nehru's foreign policy, friendship with Soviet Russia were all fresh, active. I don't know why he took a fancy to me. He wrote back a letter telling that we will put you to some tests and then consider you admission. Then they sent me a question paper, not me, my professor. I wrote the answers, and though I was not a brilliant student, that tutor who evaluated my paper wrote, this is a potential first, this young man. So I was admitted with a condition. They usually say you are admitted with conditions.
Subject to conditions.
Subject to conditions. That's how I got admission into Oxford. Amartya Sen himself was surprised and shocked that I got admission into Oxford.
Now, you were not married at that time when you went to
No,
UK.
no.
How much it cost you to go to UK? It's all your own money, right?
My own money, I think my calculation was 10,000 rupees.
Including airfare.
You know, ship fare. No.
You went by ship?
Ship.
How many days it took?
Lloyd Trust, Italian ship, 14 days.
That's your first journey.
From Cochin.
So your passport dates back when?
From that date,
59?
59.
You were able to get easily passport?
Oh yes, everything easy. I walk along Chaurangi in Calcutta, introduced me to the best tailors, passport office.
So, but you had money. You had enough money to spend on
I had enough
lifestyle.
money. That word lifestyle I didn't know. I had enough money. I had
To be compatible to the Oxford culture.
Oxford culture, yes.
How many years you spent in Oxford?
2 years. I was admitted for 3 years, but given an exemption of 1 year after that I passed my MA.
What was your influence on the Britishers at that time about India? Was it
See, it was a
racial?
still a feudalistic Britain. All after independence, the same thing seemed to prevail. Everything was relaxed.
They considered Indians still subordinate to them?
No, actually opposite. I was given 2 British fellow servants as my servants. I had 2 big rooms. One big room was so big enough to have a piano in my room. 2 servants attended me to my bed and other
Housekeeping.
housekeeping. So I was feeling very relaxed.
So there was no racial feeling?
No racial feeling at all.
Even at the college?
At the college. No, nothing like that. I was actually, to add, I was very keen to do whatever the Indian students are supposed to do. I got onto my debating union, made my first big speech, in the sense I wanted to participate in all the extracurricular activities, etc.
What was, as a student, apart from education, did you had any other influences like any other student nowadays has? You know, they have so many things which
No, you
to attract
see,
them.
I was such an idealistic type of a young man. There were so many clubs for students, library club, poetry club, debating club. I joined all these clubs. I had, at that time, had enough money to pay the subscription fees. So I joined, these are all 3 or 4 clubs in which I was interested. So things went very well.
Did you had any British girlfriend?
You see, again, here this question is asked by many. I want to clarify. When we say girlfriend,
A good friend.
here in
It's
India,
a friend, that's it.
no, in India they take it differently.
I'm a global person. So
Okay, but we let us say female friends.
Correct.
I had many from Europe, Germany, Sweden, Norway. These are all like any other boyfriends.
Makes no difference. No gender discrimination.
I felt comfortable. Already Shantiniketan is a co-education institution. We moved very closely with girls. So I felt very comfortable.
So what was the next step when you came back from Oxford? What do you wanted to do?
I didn't come back straight from England to India. I wanted to, at Oxford I picked up many political beliefs, etc. So Oxford Debating Union is such, they train you to politics. So I decided when I come back, I will join Congress party and become a politician. So I used to be in correspondence with some of the Congress leaders
In India.
in India, S.N. Mishra, Shyam Nandan Mishra, who was briefly foreign minister,
Nehru's camp.
Charan Singh.
Oh, Charan Singh Task.
He was my
Communicator.
first acquaintance in the Congress party. Though Nehru was my great influence. Nehru used to come every year to Shantiniketan. And we all used to stand near him. He used to put his hands on our shoulders. I can narrate about, I have written about Nehru many times in my books. So Nehru was my hero. I had seen him closely, stood near him, watched his each movement.
So who else apart from Mishra who communicated with
Who else?
you?
By the time I had come back, I had already seen the greats of the world. Say, I narrate, that's a long story. I went to Ireland and once when I was walking past the presidential palace, I was told the president was Eamon de Valera. Eamon de Valera was already my hero. 1, 2, 3 reasons. I told the security guard, I want to see the president. He said, no, you can't see the president like that. You have to have appointment. Then I told the guard, please tell the president, an Indian student from Oxford, great lover of Ireland, want to see him. You just say that. That's all. Then I said I went back to my YMCA hostel. Very soon there was a phone call from the presidential palace. Sir, the president wants to see so and so. I went back with my rucksack, walked from the gate to the entrance, and the secretary told me, sir, don't take more than 10 minutes. I said yes and went in. That gentleman, I should use the word more respectfully, that great man, already his eyes were failing. He took more than half an hour to leave me. When I came out, the secretary said, sir, the president seems to like you, sir. Now, sir, don't go away. We will send you by our limousine to your place of stay. So when the car brought me to the YMCA hostel, the manager was shocked and surprised. Everybody was alerted. The presidential vehicle was carrying me, a small man. So,
Ireland was the only country which supported India's independence.
and tell me, that's the story. Its story didn't end there. When I came back to Oxford, I went to see my history tutorial, Professor James Joel. I told him, Professor Joel, I won't believe from now onwards a word you say about Ireland. You British have all cheated Ireland. Something like that, heavy words. Then he comforted me. Murti, it's true, we have done a lot of injustice to Ireland. So from that day onwards, I am a great devotee of Ireland. Anything of Irish, I will get emotional. And I used to write so many articles. Many in India don't know, even today, right now, even you and me may not know, the greatest writers of English literature are all Irish.
Even Irish coffee is famous.
George Bernard Shaw, Goldsmith, James Joyce, go on, you can narrate, they are all Irish, but the fellows never told Indians they are Irish.
So when you came back here, you joined Congress?
Sure, in Coimbatore, when I arrived, I asked the auto rickshaw, where is the Congress office?
By the time India got independence.
Independence, all right, but still I didn't know where is the Congress office.
So who was there? Bhaktavachalam? Kamaraj? No.
Bhaktavachalam. And that auto rickshaw took me to the district Congress committee. I climbed the stairs. There was one Tyagi called Kunnaiya. Sir, what do you want? I want to join the Congress party. Sir, you want to join? Now we will enter you only on 4 Anna member. Afterwards, you enroll some members, then we will make you an active member. So I paid my subscription and got a receipt. It is somewhere in my files. I am a 4 Anna member from that date till now. Right now I am not an official member, but I am a Congress member. I consider myself the only original Congress member now.
Did you met in Calcutta Chittaranjan Das?
He passed away long ago.
Oh, correct.
His grandson is the who is Indira Gandhi's advisor?
Siddharth Shankar.
Dhawan. S.K. Dhawan.
Siddharth Shankar.
Siddhartha Shankar Ray.
He was the Chief Minister of West Bengal.
Siddhartha Shankar Ray's wife and her sister is my friend. Siddhartha Shankar Ray's sister-in-law and her husband Paramesh Rai were my great friends. So they used to drive me around in car.
So you, by the time Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar was not there, Chittaranjan Das was not there.
Not there. They all the great names gone away. Yes.
Everybody passed away.
But I used to become an ardent admirer of all those people.
So, who is the first Congress leader who you met in memory? In India.
Nehru. Pandit Nehru.
First person to meet?
Pandit Nehru. I was a young man, joined Santiniketan.
No, in Coimbatore.
Oh, wait. Then Nehru came there. So that's how it started. In Coimbatore, T.S. Avinaslingam Chettiar, my great
Political guru.
political guru.
Now I have a question. The Congress party was started by a Britisher.
Sure.
Then Banerjee or somebody else who made it a big start and all, I don't remember the name. The Gandhi said the purpose of Congress party is to get independence. That is over. Congress should be dismantled.
Yes.
You agree with me?
Yes, agree with me.
Now,
I don't agree with what Gandhi said about dissolving the Congress. I differ there. You can't dissolve a party as you want.
so tell me, by the time you joined, independence has come.
Come.
Now, what was the motivating factor For people to continue in Congress, the purpose is over. Was it a power?
No, there was nothing called a purpose for a party to get freedom. Yes, you got freedom. That with that the purpose is not over. You have to continue and shape thoughts.
So obviously Congress had a very strong thing that if we can contribute only if we have power. We rule the state.
It's right and wrong.
Correct? Now were you not tempted to have a position?
I was tempted to have a position, but not as they are having the temptation today.
No, even in those days with good intention.
Yeah.
So did you become a municipal chairman? Did you become a...
You see, I came back, as I told you, via Soviet Union. So I was interested in socialism. Even in Britain, I was interested in British Labour Party socialism. The Labour Party limelight, the names, all the names were my heroes.
So you mean to say Congress party is a believer of socialism and there were no capitalists?
There were capitalists, there were socialists, there were communists. M.N. Roy was a great member of a sympathizer of the Congress ideals. M.N. Roy.
Okay, what was the value system till 1967? The Congress lost power in 1967, if I am right, in Tamil Nadu. Correct? What was the Congress core values till that year?
Core values were truth, honesty,
Integrity?
simple life.
There were no caste discriminations?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Patriotism?
Eh?
Patriotism?
Sure, there was patriotism. I am a patriot even now. I am patriot in the sense that Congress values sustain now, even now.
Give me 4 points. What was Congress? What happened after 67 Congress? And who is... I don't want to know the names. What major wrong thing happened in Congress after 1967?
You see, now you are asking a very significant question. Congress lost power in 1967 simply because Congress was a feudalist party catering to the whims and fancies of big landlords, capitalists, businessmen, etc. I can even name the names, but as you said, we don't name. When I was elected to the Madras Legislative Council in 1968, the same values prevailed. Adherence to big money, big families, big names, etc. But
the ground workers were neglected.
Not even, I will say, there were all great Tyagis, all those who had gone to jail. The men and women I met as soon as I came back from England were all dedicated workers. Kamarajas, dedicated followers. Kamaraj, after he became Congress president, he lost touch with the workers. He stayed in Delhi. At that time I worked at the AICC in Delhi, 7 Jantar Mantar Road, writing pamphlets for the 1967 elections. So I knew all these bigwigs. They were all as dedicated as they were already. DMK stole the show by writing and speaking in such rhetorical terms, and my own criticism of Kamaraj would be, Kamaraj and co didn't realize the changes that were taking place at the ground level. They thought things could be so easy as usual. It didn't. And I remember as a student at Vidyalaya, we used to read in secrecy Annadurai's books. Annadurai wrote a book called Kambarasam, in which he used to play down Avinasilingam Chettiar's, because one of my brain powers of Omandura is Avinasilingam Chettiar. He brought a lot of changes in education. Tirukkural was introduced by him in schools. But things went out of control once Bhaktavachalam didn't realize these things. It was too late by the time Congress lost power. And it was impossible, it became impossible to reverse the process anymore. People like us, young people, there were many, we were all feeling for the many things, but even literature, Tamil language, etc., they didn't propagate their activities. Tamil Kalai Kalajiyam was founded by Tamil Vadarchi Kalagam, founded by Avinasilingam Chettiar. Till today, is there anything significant in Tamil language, literature, activities? All became cheap, propagandist, vulgar even, I will say, and much more. So this is a subject which has to be debated, which was never debated since then. Till today.
Did you go to jail?
No, I went to jail as an MLC, owing to teachers' agitation and farmers' agitation.
Okay. Did you participate in any independence protest
Why
as a
was-
student?
No.
Okay. So,
I addressed the teachers, graduate teachers' agitation, appearing on a platform in the Robinson Park, on which they say so much, but I was one of the few who were addressed from the Robinson Park, where Annadurai started his DMK party.
at that time, did you see politicians who are in power promoting families?
Promoting?
Families,
No.
irrespective of merit or not.
No. No one dared to promote that.
How did the Nehruvian family came?
See, you are now touching a very different type of.
No, that is where it started.
Nehru
See,
never.
anybody will say politics is a family. The example they take is they don't take Mahatma Gandhi. They don't take Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. They
Sure,
don't-
sure.
They take only Nehru.
Nehru, because the family was such, highly educated, highly placed, socially and culturally, they are very different from Gandhi's
Indira Gandhi is
family.
not very highly educated.
Eh?
Indira Gandhi is not highly educated.
Indira Gandhi is educated in Europe. She knew, went to the best schools.
She went to the schools because she could afford.
Yeah.
But she dropped out of Ferguson, Pune.
That is true. That is the same thing you can say about many people.
Even Kamaraj.
Kamaraj is no comparison.
No, my question is, presidents, it's an example of, after me, people said, after Nehru, what will happen to India when he died, 1964? But there was very short time, Lal Bahadur Shastri was there, Gulshan Nanda was there, then Indira Gandhi came in, now it's all Nehru family.
I was there right in Delhi at the center of these events. I was an eyewitness to many of these stories, like Lal Bahadur Shastri, etc. We went to see him as the Prime Minister was elected. Red carpet is being spread. He says, no, this is not for me. I don't deserve this. All these were all very nice. We were all deeply touched and moved. So, if Lal Bahadur Shastri had survived, he would have continued. It's all 1, 2, 3 accidents led to the change of persons, etc. Of course, Indira Gandhi was not a, I have to use my words carefully, not a bad woman.
Or a competent to be a prime minister.
That we can't say. Who is competent? Now, what is happening?
Okay, let me ask you a straight question. The current legacy of Nehru's, which claims the legacy of Nehru, and they want to have power.
Huh?
They want to have power. What do you think about? What is your opinion?
It is wrong. See, today's leaders,
No, let's talk about only the Nehru family.
I am only talking about the Congress family. You see, they are innocent in a sense. They don't understand the dynamics of politics. Politics is such a power structure where you simply wishing me to be leader cannot be a leader. You have to have some personality, you have to have some ideology, firm beliefs. Who talks about their firm beliefs today? No one talks. They are all simply looking for whether they can capture the next bench or not. So, aspiring for capturing power is something different from aspiring to fight for an ideology or a system of values. Today, unfortunately, things are so topsy-turvy. That's what I would say. So today, even today, you can't say the Nehru family can capture power, hope to capture power. I don't think, in my humble opinion, this is possible. Today's politics is so different, and how different we can go on debating. They are not after power. They are only hanging on to power. That's all.
Okay, if you are given a power today to bring back the old glory of Congress, tell me 3 points. You are given the veto power. Nobody will question you. What you will do to get back Congress glory to the country?
Big question.
I'm giving you the power.
I still have firm ideas about how to get back to serve the people as a.
No, what if you are the boss? You are the boss now. I say give three bullets where I can get the old Congress accepted by the country.
It's a big question which we have to discuss at length. Still, I have
No, radical change. 3.
Still, I have ideas. I will to give a rough idea. Select people from all states geographically spread so that there is a representation in an all India Congress committee. Today it is not. Today it is only focused on mother and son, etc. This will not work anymore. 1. 2. Articulate your ideology. See, wherever this is my again firm conviction. Wherever you see in the world politics, how it is being conducted, any group, party which has an ideal, fixed belief system only sustains the party. Unfortunately, there is no such fixed belief system in Congress today. This I would like to articulate. You cannot go on narrating the same story of family members anymore. 3rd, I said first geographical representation. 2nd, ideology. That has to be almost every week in a particular day, my belief. There must be a class like Fabian Society, exposure, etc. Some name you can, democratic socialism or coalition government, etc. This can be debated. But there must be a debate every week, sort of a class, political class should be conducted without expecting to capture power in the next election. 3rd, I would say establish some cadre based organization so that the cadre carries out your belief system to the remote villages. Today there is no, if you ask what the Congress stands for, there is no answer. Everybody will blurt out. So these are all my, briefly, in a very bone structure I am giving. This subject can be debated. We have to follow either the British model or the American model. Whatever we say or deny or assert, America and Britain continue to be the democracies from the day of beginning. See, they are the democracies with all the defects and strengths. India, we cannot say we have democracy. Any party in India is not a democratic party. All are
Family run business.
not family, it's all run for the wrong reasons. Everybody has accumulated wealth and money. Nobody reveals what is happening, and only media is silent, negative, not interested in India's independent status. We are influenced by American and other American only as a powerful democracy. So we have to broadly take the whole international character of the world today and discuss the right ideology, political ideology for India. My belief is, instead of one party rule or one man rule, it must be a coalition rule. Then only democracy can be served. This is in my brief, my present position.
What is your thoughts? Have you on the corruption in politics? When was the first time you smelled it?
Oh, from Congress days onwards.
That's a great answer. So, when no other parties were there in terms of affairs. So, Congress was the founder of the corruption in politics.
That we can't say like that, not so firmly. In Congress days there was corruption, but at the same time there was strong action also. No corrupt politician continued in power repeatedly, as we see today.
What was your feeling when you saw corruption in politics, corruption in elections, corruption in so many things? You must have regretted why
Oh, greatly regretted.
the ethics and the integrity. People who don't have credentials, people who don't have track record of contribution to society, not qualified to hold a power. All these things started happening in the last 50 years.
Sure.
So you must have been very depressed.
Depressed, at the same time I am not
Helpless.
lost confidence. I am an optimist. I believe in the historical process. The world cannot run away from corruption or these defects. In all countries the corruption is going on. Russia, China, where it is not there. In USA. So it doesn't mean that we should follow America, we should follow USA, China, USSR. So this is a subject for intellectuals, great minds.
Name me 4 people, one of the best speaker whom we were carried away, irrespective of party. Who in India?
In history or what?
No, in India, who could, like people say, one of the best speakers is Dr. Radhakrishna, or public speaker. One of the best is Chinmayananda. When people run a course on public speaking, there are few people who are named as they can keep the mass.
You see, Swami,
Did you get attracted to anybody? If I am given a chance, I would like to be a speaker like you.
No. Maybe I can cite only names from Greece and Rome. Not
Who?
Greece and Rome,
Or not in India.
not in India.
Tell me whom you regard as the most honest and highly integrity leader whom you have come across or you have observed in India.
I think Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Why I emphasize? It's not that he wanted to be a heir of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi chose to name him as his heir, would be heir. And Mahatma Gandhi is not an ordinary man. He's a very shrewd man. He's a Gujarati, to put it in a very lighter vein. So you would have thought about many times before naming Patel or some other persons. Nehru, Gandhi knows, the most educated man. He knows the international world, international affairs. So he thought India must have a man who must be knowing the world outside India, outside his own vision. So he named it, he took a chance. And but for Nehru, I can speak on Nehru for 2 hours. I had watched him closely and I had studied him, seen him in action. He brought about P.C. Mohanlal movies, Homi Baba, Vikram Sarabhai, such great minds. He brought them on a platform near him, conversed with them, understood the problems, and drew development plans in such a way. I remember outside Shantiniketan in the Bolpur village, Nehru speaking at a midday. Akalya Ghosh was holding the umbrella. People ask me in the world, you have no money, how you will progress? Then he gave a pause and said, we have a 5-year plan, Panchvarshojana Hai. So that words still inspire me. We must have a plan for anything. We can study, we have brains, we can apply. Each country wants to project its own achievements and greatness. India, there is not enough brain power to project India on the world stage. That's my humble opinion.
What is that you felt a due recognition or a position was not given to a leader in Congress who was neglected, who was not recognized?
There are many.
Name one. Whom you think is a very competent, very person of high standards, who was, for whatever political reasons, who was crushed.
I won't say crushed. You can mention Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Subhash Chandra Bose, even some others I can name.
In Tamil Nadu?
In Tamil Nadu, I don't think, honestly, there is such a name. In Congress, I don't think Satyamurthy was a great man, but he had his own limitations. The Brahmin, non-Brahmin comes in. Rajaji was another person who had his own limitations and strengths. There are many such. You can go on naming people, but Kamaraji proved Tamil Nadu can become an industrial state. I know what are the things he did. I know Coimbatore industrialists. They brought.
He picked up a good team.
Who picked up?
Kamaraj.
Kamaraj picked up a good team. True. But after 1963 onwards, the state went out of control. Went under the impact of DMK oratory and.
What do you think in the last 10 years, the political scenario in terms of growth, development, fairness, not as a Congress person, as a bystander who observed last 10 years. I'm not even naming it as a BJP. I'm looking at a government run.
There are so many variations of the theme.
Now, did you feel it's a good days?
You see, as a state, it developed economics. They all went under foreign investments. Locally started industries like Madras Aluminium or South India Viscose. All these could not sustain and progress. These are all indigenous efforts, and the industry started by our Shesha Sai and others. They were all not brought to the front. So this I have my own criticisms and comments to make, but that's a matter of detail.
But in the last 10 years, you don't see any scandal and scams by the ministers of the central government, which shows that they are pretty honest. Don't you agree that?
I agree with you.
What is in the next 5 years? What do you think the country will transform?
If the same type of ideology continues, I think we will have more corruption. Even yesterday, if you see the channels about removing the top IAS officers in charge of audit and accounts departments, corruption is becoming more and more huge, and there is no criticism. Mainstream media don't touch that.
They are also bought.
They are also bought. People don't want to even talk about it. They want to keep themselves.
See, one thing I want to share based on the study of Confederation of Indian Industry, 85% of Indian business is controlled by families.
You see, here you are taking me to a different path. I have thought about the growth of the economy very keenly, and I want to state one fact. We need to have capitalism. No doubt about it. People don't talk about the right things of capitalism, the positive side. Without capitalism, private entrepreneurs, those who want to take risk and invest, economy cannot grow. Fortunately, economy is growing in India. There are many billionaires are coming. That's a welcome thing. My only concern is we stop with that. Our politicians become co-heads with these capitalists, and they go on telling the negative side of capitalism. But we need competitive commission, regulations, rule of law. Many of these socio-economic norms we have to follow from our former colonial masters. Take England. You can say anything. It is declining economy now, but at the same time, its values, democratic values, rule of law, etc., have not weakened. So the media is strong there. They are alert. In India, it is almost gone underground. So these are all some of our weaknesses, national character, that we have to reform our education, recast our education values, etc. There are many topics on which I am even now agitated, writing about, speaking out. I am doing my bit of story, given my limitations.
What was your experience as a legislative council member?
Big question I had. Nobody asked me, and I am glad that you asked me this question. You see, I am the one candidate who defeated unauthorized candidate for my constituency. Another was shocked and surprised. He went on asking his neighbors, who is this V.Isvarmurti? And he sent his lieutenant to meet me in Coimbatore. They have persuaded me to go and see Annadurai. I refused to go. My friends told in Coimbatore, you are a congressman, what business you have with Annadurai? Don't go. But I eventually, as a matter of courtesy, I called on him. He was shocked to see a young man like me won the election with no money, no support, and that's all. Then I don't want to tell further on the story. In council, I remember two things I have done. One was a private member bill to limit the term of the Vice Chancellor of Madras University. You know what it means? The secretary asked me, sir, you know what you are doing? Why, what? Sir, you are touching a very dangerous territory. Then I spoke. There were shouts in the council because all the senior members were supporters of Sir Mudaliar. I am the one young, fresh face speaking in English. Annadurai and all were there. And I think Annadurai was not there. First budget he spoke in English, I spoke in English. I won many admirers for my speeches. One or two were Dr. Raja Sir Mutaya Chettiar and Sir Naikar, what is that? Manikavel Naikar was chairman. So I won admiration for my English speech. Second, and by the way, Mudaliar's term was finished after my speech. The next day, the Chief Minister called him and said, "Sir, it's time that you should make room for others." This was one of the landmark legislations, private member bill. Second was to establish a Tamil university, Tamil Nadu, to reform the Tamil education. Because born out of my experience, I wanted to modernize the Tamil scholarship. There must be an English paper for the Vidwan course, etc. And that I want to talk not further because I may touch the current some names. All the best scholars, Tamil scholars were present at the council when I spoke. Ma Posi, Kundrakudi, they were all my friends. But they were, the convention is after you make a speech, as a matter of courtesy, you get up and offer your support and your own views. They were afraid
to
talk. There was deadly silence in the council. So these are all 2 or 3 of the
episodes.
Landmark services I made. I am humble enough not to brag about my achievements, but I did something I wanted to do. I would have done more.
You stood on your convictions.
I would have done more if chances had come my way.
Did you vote in the first election?
Sure.
Okay, you are one of those very rare who voted in the first election. Are you going to vote now this election?
Yeah, I may vote.
What is your advice to the voters now, including fresh voters? Give me in one sentence. What one should look before he votes?
Think whether the candidate is a honest man, fairly, then vote.
So give the importance to the candidate, then the party.
But candidate.
Thank you so much. The time is so limited, we cannot really cover up a lot of things. But the original congressman who had a blend of patriotism, the magnanimity of giving, not making money out of politics, not aspiring to have a big power.
By the way, I am a citizen of the world. There is an organization in Paris. They invited me and my wife, kept me there for 3 months.
Very good.
And they made me tour all the
All of France.
lycées. The high schools are called lycées in France, and declared me as a citizen of the world. So my
Privilege.
epitaph must be, "Here lies a citizen of the world."
Very good. That will be your title.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time and energy.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to having a more conversation with you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.